Good morning, dear students, and welcome to geography class. Dear students, we are learning about the water resource of India, and we have learned in the previous video we have learned about the surface water and its sources. In this video we will learn about the importance of groundwater and the sources of groundwater. Importance of groundwater. Okay, groundwater, the part of rainwater that seeps through the cracks and the crevices into ground is called groundwater. We know that after rainfall there is the seepage of water. If there is very less runoff, more water will percolate. What do you mean by percolation? And percolation means seepage of water. So this percolation is very essential for the presence of groundwater. If more percolation, then we can say the amount of groundwater is high. If more runoff, there will be less percolation. So this will affect the amount of groundwater. And the groundwater is very essential because that we all are extracting the groundwater for our daily uses. For example, so for the growth of agriculture, so irrigation is essential. And we have already learned about the rainy season. We have only 4 months rain, June, July, August, September, our rainy season. After these 4 months, very less rainfall or no rainfall. So then what is the alternative for irrigation? So groundwater is the alternate groundwater. And we know through the tube well, through the borewell, the farmers are extracting the groundwater. And we are going to face a crisis. So what is that crisis? Please listen here. Groundwater in northern and eastern India is undergoing severe depletion as measured by satellite data between 2002 to 2016, mainly due to intense extraction for crop irrigation. The percentage of groundwater is decreasing drastically in the northern and the eastern part of India because of over-exploitation. In India, agriculture has been the lifeline for millions of farmers since the Green Revolution in the 1960s, and groundwater has played a vital role in irrigating water-hungry crops such as rice to feed India's ever-growing population. So what is the reason for the groundwater crisis? We know population growth and the increased population need more food. So we have to cultivate more rice to feed them. And rice need more rain than wheat, an example. So farmers are extracting groundwater. So this is one reason for the reduction in the amount of or the level of the groundwater. Now in a new first of its kind global analysis on fresh water availability, northern and eastern India emerged as major hotspots of groundwater depletion. Northern and eastern India are the two major hotspots of groundwater depletion, mainly because of overexploitation for irrigation, although eastern regions of our country facing the issue of low rainfall, while the central and southern regions showed stability owing to water policy changes and increased rainfall. So amount of rainfall is essential Eastern India, we know that we are having less rainfall, and already we have learned the nature of the Indian monsoon. Please remember that in erratic nature, no, and the rainfall is not uniform. Some regions receives more rainfall, it means more amount rainfall, no, than other. For example, Rajasthan. We have learned about Cherrapunji. So, southern region and the central part of India are having more rainfall, and in some area, the governments of the state have already started the water conservation to overcome the shortage of the water crisis. So, water management, we will learn why should we conserve water, a question. Before that, let me, the importance of groundwater. Groundwater represents one of the most important water sources in India and accounts for over 4,000 cubic kilometers of the annual utilizable resource in the country. The distribution of groundwater is very uneven in India. What is the first character, first point? Everywhere there is a presence of groundwater, but this distribution is not even, means uneven. It means already we have learned northern India and the eastern India are facing a serious shortage of groundwater. But for example, southern India or central part of India are having more amount of groundwater. Uneven distribution. The presence and availability of groundwater varies greatly with the changes in topography, subsurface geology, and the prevailing climate in the region. Already we have hilly areas, and there is a chance for less percolation because of runoff hilly area. So what is essential in the hilly area? People have to practice various water conservation methods. That is very important. Hilly areas we have learned. That is soil. We have learned no soil. You know that. In order to prevent the soil erosion. We know what is soil erosion. In order to prevent the soil erosion, farmers in the hilly regions are having terraced farming, a very good method. So like that, people have to cultivate, or what we can say, develop water conservation methods to overcome the crisis of the groundwater. So hilly area, you will learn about the rain water harvesting. What is that? The presence and that in some areas groundwater exists in deep aquifers, while in the other the water is stored near the surface. Aquifer, you know that or no? These are that permeable rocks beneath the surface, storehouse of water. The location of the aquifer also affects its recharge rate and is dangerous pollution and overuse. More chance. We know we will learn that the quality of the underground water in India. So uneven and uncertain distribution of rainfall. Already we know that the rainfall is very essential for the amount of groundwater. Just now we have learned the distribution of groundwater is very uneven in India. This is one reason. Uneven rainfall. Anyway, in general, the mountainous and hilly regions in the north and west India do not allow adequate infiltration or percolation, and as a consequence, groundwater is mostly limited in plains and other low-lying areas. In the hilly area, there is a chance for runoff. So then in the low-lying area there is very less amount of groundwater. In the peninsular part of India, okay, the underlying geology limits the formation of the large continuous aquifers. As a result, the overall yield potential in this region is low. In the peninsular part, okay, coastal regions are usually rich in groundwater owing to the largely alluvial terrain, alluvial terrain. The alluvial tract of the Gangetic Plain, which extends over 2000 kilometers across central and northern India, has the best potential for groundwater extraction in the country. Because of what we can say, okay, let us take a plain area, Adilabad, an example I am saying. Adilabad, there is very less chance for runoff, so then it will cause more percolation. Evaporation is there, but you know that after the rainfall there is the accumulation of this rainwater on the surface, and due to evaporation, water will vapor will spread in the atmosphere, and at the same time there is percolation also, seepage of groundwater to the surface. Soil, please, because of the soil have small holes, Due to highly variable nature of climate, groundwater has become a popular alternative for irrigation and domestic water use across India. Imagine 1 year we have very less rainfall, monsoon is very weak, an example. So then the farmers will use more groundwater, no? If we are having sufficient monsoon, so if there is sufficient monsoon, so farmers will not use that groundwater during the monsoon season. If the monsoon is very weak, certainly farmers will depend the groundwater for the irrigation of their crop. So what is essential? Sufficient rainfall is essential, and also we have to practice the conservation. Water conservation is very essential. We will learn that. In addition to being accessible, groundwater quality is generally excellent in most areas and present a relatively safe source of drinking water for Indians in rural and urban areas. Groundwater and the quality of the groundwater, and we have learned in class 9th, in geography lesson of class 9, the pollution and the various types of pollution we have learned. Pollution. What are the various causes for pollution? Air pollution is there, soil pollution, water pollution, noise pollution. We all know these types of pollutions, no? For example, water pollution. What are the various reasons for the water pollution? Industries are there. An example, industries are polluting the water. Best example, Aminadi. Then we know underground nuclear test is an example or is a reason for the groundwater pollution. Underground nuclear test. Some of the countries have conducted underground nuclear test. We know, no? And these underground nuclear tests may pollute the groundwater. But we are lucky, in this case, the quality of our groundwater is good. And millions of people are depending groundwater for their daily use. So please, groundwater and its importance. And another source of water is lagoons and backwater. Lagoons. What do you mean by lagoon? A stretch of salt water separated from the sea by a low sandbank, or we can say a small freshwater lake. In India, or India has a very long coastline stretching over more than 6,000 kilometers. We know the western coast and the eastern coast, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, okay, our coast region. This coast is very indented. Indented means having a number of bends. In some states like Kerala, Odisha, where a large number of lagoons have been formed because of the indented coastline. These lagoons and lakes serve as surface water resources, although the quality of water is generally brackish in nature. These are used for fishing and irrigating paddy crops and coconut. Okay, so this is about the sources of water. Surface water resources in India we have in rivers, and then groundwater. Okay, groundwater and the importance of irrigation in India. What is irrigation we know, and what is the importance of irrigation in India. So we will learn that irrigation. And already we have learned, no, India is an agricultural country. More than 60% of total population are engaged in agriculture for their daily, okay, means livelihood, we can as occupation. So what is essential? Growth of agriculture is very essential, and for the growth of agriculture, what is essential? Proper irrigation facilities are essential, or sufficient irrigation facilities. India is essentially an agricultural country. More than half of the total area comes under arable land. The country has a very long, almost spanning the entire year growing season, if water for the crop is ensured. We know Kharif crop, Zaid crop, please remember, okay, we have already learned the crops, no? Thus, water is the only means through which full potential of the agricultural sector can be realized. Although water is a natural resource, it is not available throughout the year. Hence, efficient use of available water resources is the only key to successful agricultural development of India. Let me summarize. Whenever and wherever water is not available through natural cause by rainfall, it is supplied to the agricultural fields artificially by human effort. Thus, irrigation can be defined as the process of supplying water to crops by artificial measures such as canals, wells, tube wells, lakes from the existing natural sources of water like rivers, tanks, ponds, or underground water. So irrigation is the process of supplying water to crops by artificial measures. If there is rainfall, no, nothing to worry. But we know our rainy season, and India is having a what we can say, that very long, almost spanning the entire year growing season. So for the growth of these crops, what is essential? Sufficient water is essential, and for this, irrigation facilities are essential. Irrigation by well-developed irrigation facilities are very essential, and if we are having developed irrigation facilities, there is no doubt for the growth means there will be growth of agriculture and also industries. This will improve the economy of the country. So please remember the importance of rainfall, the importance of irrigation, and the importance of agriculture in our country. Okay. So water is the only means through which full potential of the agricultural sector can be realized. Water is essential. All the plants need water, no? So what is essential? Sufficient rainfall or Irrigation facilities are very essential. If there is a shortage of irrigation or water, okay, that will affect the agricultural sector. Okay, so that is why irrigation. So listen, if this question is, sir, what is the importance of irrigation? So then you can write this. Okay, the importance of agriculture in India, and for the growth of agriculture, what is essential? Irrigation facilities are essential. Irrigation facilities. And in the next video, we will learn about the need for irrigation in India. Need for irrigation. So please revise the lesson. Okay. Read the lessons many times and remember the points in this lesson. In every lesson, you have to remember the point. What is the main point of this lesson? Okay, or what are the main points of this lesson topic? Okay. So please read. Thank you.